What if the coworker who's been making your life miserable finally tripped over his own laziness? Well, that's exactly what happened to me. After months of being his personal dumping ground, I came up with a plan so simple, so perfectly devious, that he ended up sabotaging himself without even realizing it. And trust me, you're going to love how this one plays out. If you've ever had that one coworker who's lazy, entitled, and somehow always gets away with it, hit that like button right now. Subscribe if you love watching karma catch up to people who truly deserve it, because today's story is the ultimate office revenge. I work in a pretty average office. Nothing flashy, just desks, spreadsheets, and deadlines. But every office seems to come with that one guy. You know the type. The coworker who strolls in late with a coffee in his hand, already full of excuses. The guy who's in the bathroom more than he's at his desk. For us, that guy's name was Seth. From day one, Seth made it clear he wasn't here to work. He was here to exist. And somehow he kept getting away with it. He'd push his workload off onto whoever was too nice or too intimidated to push back. And guess who he decided was his favorite target? Me. First, it was little things. Hey, could you just clean up this spreadsheet for me? Or, mind shooting off this quick email? But within months, it escalated. Seth wasn't asking for help anymore. He was dumping entire projects on me, vanishing for hours, and then reappearing just in time to take the credit. And no matter how many times I tried to speak up, he always weaseled his way out. He'd spin stories, crack a joke, and somehow my boss would just let it slide. Do you know how frustrating it is to feel invisible, to do the hard work, but watch someone else walk away with the recognition? Every time Seth smirked while thanking me for bailing him out, I felt a knot twist tighter in my stomach. My chest would burn, my jaw would clench, and I'd think, why am I letting this guy walk all over me? But the breaking point came 6 months in. Our office was preparing a huge client report, one of those make-or-break projects. And 2 days before it was due, Seth dumped the entire thing on me with some excuse about being overloaded. That night, staring at the glowing screen in my dark apartment, I realized something. This wasn't just laziness. This was exploitation. And it had to stop. Now here's where things get interesting. One random afternoon, I asked Seth casually if he was good with Excel. He chuckled and admitted he wasn't much of a numbers guy. That was all I needed to hear. The next time he dumped a mountain of spreadsheets on me, I agreed to help. But this time I wasn't just organizing his data. I was building a trap. For the revenge setup, hidden formulas. I embedded hidden formulas into the spreadsheets. Nothing too obvious, nothing too flashy. Just tiny little landmines that would scramble his data every time he tried to copy and paste it into a report. To someone who didn't know Excel well, it would look like random glitches. But to me, it was beautiful. Every time he thought he fixed one number, 2 more would fall apart. Like a hydra, cut off one head, 2 more grow back. And the best part, I made sure it looked completely innocent. If anyone checked my work, it would look like Seth simply didn't know what he was doing. Finally, the big day arrived. The client was expecting the report. Seth, true to form, was nowhere to be found all morning. He strolled in with his phone in hand, acting relaxed, confident, because he assumed, as always, that I had handled everything. But when the client called, furious about the nonsense numbers in the report, Seth's face drained of color. I could almost see the gears in his head grinding as he scrambled to understand what was happening. He spent the entire day in a frenzy, hunched over his computer, sweating bullets. Every few minutes, he'd shoot me a desperate glance. Eventually, he caved and asked, "Hey, can you take a look at this? Something's wrong with the data." I leaned over, studied the screen for a moment, and then gave him my best wide-eyed, innocent look. That's weird. Maybe it's a glitch." The panic in his eyes was priceless. He tried again and again to fix it, but every time he patched one hole, 3 more leaks appeared. By 5 p.m. the office was tense. Our boss stormed over, demanding answers. And for once, Seth couldn't wriggle his way out. Watching him stutter and fumble as our boss tore into him was cathartic. This was the same guy who'd coasted for months, who'd let me take the heat, who thought he could float through life on excuses. But now, he was exposed. The verdict: Seth was placed on temporary leave, without pay. And you know what? Since then, he's been a lot quieter, a lot more diligent. It's amazing how fast laziness disappears when someone's forced to finally face the consequences. Revenge doesn't always have to be loud or violent. Sometimes, the sweetest justice is letting someone's own flaws destroy them. Seth thought he was outsmarting me, but in the end, he outsmarted himself. And I finally got the respect I deserved. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button. Drop a comment telling me about the laziest coworker you've ever had to deal with. I'd love to hear your stories. And of course, make sure you're subscribed, because there are plenty more tales of karma and revenge coming your way.